everyone and welcome to ACE Online. So in today's video, we are going to start our preparation for LIC AAO and this is your practice set number 1. So in this particular video series, we are going to practice a lot with the problems based on your LIC AAO and we will just start solving all the questions as per the given time period or in the specific time period, right? So here we are having some of the questions and let's start with the very first question that we are having. So what you have to do, first you have to read the question and just simply try to solve it by yourself, right? And after that we will solve it together. So this first particular question says that the ratio of the age of father and son is 8:1. Father is 6 years older than mother, right? Okay. The ratio of the age of the son and mother is 1:7. Find the age of the father. Now what we have to do, we have to determine or we have to find the age of the father. So basically this is our question. Basically this is our what? This is our question. Okay. So I'm just giving you 30 to 45 seconds just to determine the correct answer for this particular question, and after that we all together will solve it. And what you have to do, you have to cross check your answer, right? So whenever we are having these type of questions, just simply write down the data that you are having in the particular questions, right? So meanwhile, when I am talking, I know that you all people are solving these particular question. So just simply find out the correct answer, and what you have to do, you have to comment your answer in the comment section, and after that you have to cross check it. So let's start solving this particular question. So the first data or the first hint that we are having in this particular question is the ratio in between the age of father and the son. So for that we can easily write it as father ratio son. The age ratio is given as 8:1. So I just simply write it as 8:1, right? Okay. Now in the next line it is given that father is 6 years older than mother. So from this data, I can easily write it as father equals to mother plus 6, right? I can easily write it like father equals to mother plus 6. We are not going to solve these particular type of question with the conventional method. We are directly solving it with the short tricks that we have to follow in the examination as well, so that we can save our time, right? Okay, in the next line it is given that the ratio of the age of son and mother is 1:7. So we are having another ratio in between son and mother, and that is 1:7, right? These two separate ratios are given. So are we able to write down the combined ratio in between father, son and mother? Yes, we can easily do that. And here we do not need to change any factors as well, because the value with S is same. So from this we can easily write down the ratio in between father, son and mother. And that is nothing but that is 8:1:7. This is what? This is the combined ratio that we are having. But as I write this particular ratio, from this ratio I can say that here there's a difference of 1 only. Here I am having a difference of 1 only, right? Because for the father I am having 8, for the mother I am having 7. But my question says that this difference is not equal to 1. It's actually equal to 6. It's actually equal to 6. Or you can also write it as in this manner. Or you can also write it as in this manner, right? So according to the question, the value of this particular one is nothing but is equals to 6, because our question says that father is 6 years older than mother. But here my ratio says that father is 1 year older than my mother. That means the value of this particular one is equals to 6, right? Okay. Now If I know that the value of this particular one is equals to 6, that means I can say that all these values are present on the multiple of 6, right? Now what we have to determine? We have to determine the age of father, and it is present on the multiple of again 6, and we know that 8 into 6, that is nothing but 48. That is nothing but 48 years. So do we have that value in our option? Yes, we do have that. So option number E is your correct answer. Option number E is your correct answer. Now let's suppose you also have to determine the age of mother as well as son. So for that, again, what you need to do? You need to multiply it with the 6, because all these values are present on the multiple of 6 only. So here the value is 42. Here we will get a value of 6. Is it clear? So basically this is a very simple question. Now I really hope you are getting your correct answer. Now let's move on the next question that we are having, and let's see how we are going to attempt that particular question. So here we are having a question from the concept of approximation, or we can say this simplification, right? So the question says that what value should come in the place of this question mark in the following question, and this is our particular question. This is our particular question. Now again, for this particular question, I am giving you a time period of 20 to 30 seconds. Just try to find out the correct answer for this particular question. I really hope you all people are solving this particular question, and we are going to solve it together as well. Okay, let's start solving this particular question, and the question says that 27 divided by 594 and this whole value multiplied by 33 divided by 405 multiplied by this question mark value, this is the value that we have to determine, multiplied by 8, and that is equals to 576 square root, right? This is the expression that we are having. Now, what we need to do, whenever we are having these type of problems, we also have to follow the rule of BODMAS. We have to follow the rule of BODMAS, right? We have to follow what? We have to follow the rule of BODMAS. Okay. Now what I am going to do, first I am going to write down the whole expression in the simpler format, right? So I can write it as 27 divided by 594 multiplied by 33 divided by 405 multiplied by this question mark that I have to determine the value, multiplied by 8, that is equals to square root of 576, right? Now if I know the values, if I have played with the numbers, I know that this is the square root of what? 24. I know that the square of 24 is nothing but 576. So I can directly replace this particular value as 24, right? So I'm just simply writing it as 24 because I know this particular concept, right? Okay. Now, here I know that this is a multiple of 9, right? You can also solve it by eliminating it with the help of 3, but I know that this is a complete multiple of 9 and this value is also on the multiple of 9. So I just start eliminating it. I can write 3 over here. I am eliminating this number and this number with the help of 9, right? I know that 9 into 4, that is 36. We are left with 4. 45. We know that 9 into 5, that is 45. So here I am getting 45, right? Now I again know this 45 is on the multiple of 3. So I am again eliminating it. Over here we will get 1 and here we will get 15, right? Okay, now next. Now I know that this term is present again on the multiple of 3 and this is again on the multiple of 3. So again I start eliminating it. Here I'll get 5. Here I'll get 11, right? Now as I see both of these numbers, I know that these are multiple on, this number is multiple on the 11, so I can easily eliminate it. Here I'll get 1, right? And here what number I am getting? I am getting 54. Here I am getting 54, right? Okay. Now, after doing all these calculations, what I am going to do, I am just going to write down all the remaining numbers that I am having till now, so that we are not confusing with any other numbers. So here I am having 1 by 54, right? Multiplied by 1 by 5, multiplied by question mark, multiplied by 8, and this whole expression is equals to what? This is equals to 24. This is equals to what? This is equals to 24. Is it clear? Okay. Can we eliminate it further? Yes, we can do that. Now, with the help of 2, we can start eliminating it. Here we will get 4. And here what we are getting? We are getting 27. We are getting 27. Now, I know that these again, this number is again present on the multiple of what? Multiple of 4. So I just start eliminating it. Here I am getting 1 and here I am getting 6. So in the ending, what we are having this question mark value. I am just transferring all the values over here to this side, and here the values are in the division and it will become in the multiplication to this side. So here I am having 6 into 27 into 5, right? I know that 6 into 5, that is nothing but 30. 30 into 27. Now I know that 3 into 27 is 81. And we are having 1 0 over here. So I just put 1 0 over here also. And the ultimate answer that we are getting is 810. Do we have that in our option? Yes, we have that. So the correct option over here is option number A. The correct option over here is what? Option number A. This is again a very simple answer. All we have to do is we have to do the basic mathematics over here. Basic mathematic calculation over here. First we have to eliminate the values with the help of common multiple, and after that we only have to do the multiplication just to determine the correct answer. Is it clear? Let's move on the next question and let's see what is the next question we are having, right? Okay. So the next question says that a train 200-meter long moving at the speed of 25 meters per second crosses a man moving at a speed of 5 meters per second in the same direction. Find the time taken by the train to cross the man. This is a very simple question. Where in this particular question, what you have to do, you have to apply the concept of relative speed, right? And what you have to do, you just have to determine the time period or the time taken by the train to cross the man, and it hardly takes around 20 seconds to solve this particular question. And if you have done the sufficient number of problems related to this particular topic, then you can easily able to determine the answer in just 10 seconds, right? Okay, just simply solve this particular question. After that we will discuss it. We know that whenever we are having a problem from the concept of time, speed and distance, or we can say the problems on trains, then we have to use a single formula, and that single formula is nothing but distance is equals to what? Speed into time. Speed into time. This is a formula that we are having to solve the problems based on this particular topic. All we have to do is we have to modify this particular formula a little bit just to find out the exact value. As we know that here we have to find out time, so what we have to do, we just simply move the speed to this side, and we can say that if I want to find out the time, so the time is nothing but distance divided by speed. Distance divided by speed. Is it clear? Okay. Now, whenever you are having the problems based on this particular topic, you have to take care of the unit as well, right? In this particular question, there's no issue, but I'm just talking about the other questions from this particular topic. So you have to work on the units as well, right? Because if we are having some units in kilometers and hours, then we have to take all the values in kilometers and hours only, and we have to take the speed in kilometers per hour. But if I am having values in the meters and in the seconds, then I have to take all the values in the meter and all the values in the seconds only, and the speed in meter per second, right? If I am having a combination of kilometer and seconds, then we need to convert the either value, right? Okay. So here my question says that, or my question states that there's a train and the length of that particular train is 200 meters. So let's suppose this is our train. And the length of this particular train is 200 meters. Right? The length of the train is 200 meters. Okay. And it is moving with the speed of 25 meters per second. The speed of the train is 25 meters per second. Now, there's a man too. We are having a person too. And what this person is doing, this person is moving in the same direction with the speed of 5 meters per second. Now, whenever we are having these type of question, we know that we have to put the concept of relative speed. And what does the relative speed says? Relative speed says that if we are having the opposite direction, then what we need to do? Opposite attracts each other. That means we need to add these speeds. But if we are having the same, then they will repel each other, right? That means we need to subtract the values. So from these two combined value, I can say that my relative speed for this particular concept is nothing but 25 minus 5, and this value is in meter per second. So the speed that I am getting, the relative speed that I am getting is 20 meter per second. Why I am subtracting the values over here? Because they both are in the same direction. If they are in like opposite direction, at that time what I'll do? I'll just simply add the values, because I know that opposite attracts each other, right? Okay. Now, I am having my speed, I am having my distance also. Can I just simply put the values in this particular formula so that I can get my answer? Yes, we can do that. So just simply put the values here. The distance is nothing but the length of the train, that we all know. So that is equals to 200 divided by the relative speed that we are having is 20. So the correct answer that we are having is 10 seconds. The correct answer that we are having is 10 seconds. So basically, the time taken by train to cross the man is 10 seconds. So the correct answer over here is option number C. Again, this is a very simple question, right? And in this particular session, we are having questions from the previous years, right? So basically, you can say that this is your previous year question, and you can easily able to determine the level of the examination. And if you just practice a sufficient number of questions, then you can easily able to solve all these type of problems, right? Okay. I really hope all of you are getting the correct answers. Now, let's move towards the next question, to the next problem, and let's see what it is. So, in a simultaneous throw of two dice, find the probability of getting a sum of 6. Now what we are doing, we are having two dice and we are just throwing it simultaneously. Now what I have to do, I have to find out the probability in which I am getting a sum equals to 6. Not more than 6 or not less than 6, just equal to 6. And for this particular question, you are having a time period of, I guess, 20 seconds. This is sufficient time period to solve this particular question. First, you have to determine the sample space. And after that, you have to determine your favorable events, because we know that our probability of a certain event is nothing but the favorable events divided by the total sample space that we are having. Okay, now let's start solving this particular question. So we know that whenever we are having a question from probability, so this is nothing but this is equals to the favorable events divided by the total sample space. Total sample space. Is it clear? Okay. Now, first we have to determine the sample space. We know that whenever we talk about a dice, we are having a sample. Here I am talking about just one die, right? I'm just talking about one die or one dice. So the sample space that we are having is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the sample space we are having. If I talk about the number of elements that we are having is equals to 6. The number of elements that we are having is equals to 6. But here we are not having one die, we are having 2 dice. We are having 2 dice. So the sample space will become 6 into 6. That means the total number of elements that we are having is 36. So my sample space is of 36 elements. Or you can also take example of something like this: 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and so on, right? Like this, we are having a sample space of total 36 elements, right? But our main task is we have to find out the favorable events or the probability of the events in which we are getting sum equals to 6, right? Okay. So if I talk about my favorable event, so for this, what I'm going to write? I'm going to write NE, and for this, I'm going to use NS, right? So we are having a value of NS. Now, I have to write NE. So NE is nothing but what I need the sum of 6. When I add these two numbers, I have to find out the sum equals to 6. So the favorable events that we are having is 1, 5. We are having sum equals to 6. After that, we are having 5, 1. After that, we are having 2, 4. After that, we are having 4, 2. After that, we are having 3, 3. Do we have any other option or any other favorable event in which we are getting sum equals to 6? Do we have that? No. So basically, these are the only favorable events that we are having, and these are 5 favorable events. So we can say that the value of NE is nothing but equals to 5. The value of NE is nothing but equals to 5. So basically, just to find out the answer, we need these two values. And we have the value of this one and we have the value of this one also. So as we put the value over here, we will getting our probability as 5 by 36. And this is present in our option as well. So the correct answer over here is option number C. The correct answer over here is what? Option number C. Is it clear? This is again a very simple question, right? Next. Okay, so here we are having a question from the concept of partnership, or we can say the extended, or we can say the application of ratio and proportion. Okay. A started a business by investing ₹12,000. After 7 months, B joined him with some money. Now, this amount of money is not given. It is only given that B joined after 7 months with some certain amount of money. After a year, the total profit was equally shared between the two. Find the amount invested by B. So basically, you are having 30 seconds to solve this particular question and just simply try to find out the answer for this particular question, right? You only have to apply the concept of partnership and you can easily able to determine the answer. Here we are having two persons and the time period is not given, then what we have to do, we have to take the default time period and after that we just have to do the basic calculation to determine the correct answer. Okay, so let's start solving this particular question. Here we are having two persons. The first is A and the second one is B. Right now, B is not in the business. Okay. So, A started a business by investing how much amount? 12,000 amount. This is what? This is the capital or we can say the investment. Okay. Now, after 7 months, who joined? B joined with some certain amount of money. Let's suppose it is the X. X, he invested X rupees. Okay. Now we know that whenever we talk about the partnership or when we are dealing with the concept of partnership, we are having just one single formula and that is nothing but profit is equals to what? The capital or the investment that we did divided upon the time or multiplied by the time. Don't use divide over here. Most of the students do the same mistake and they will get the incorrect answer. So what we have to do? We have to multiply capital with time. So basically you are having the time period as well, as it is given that after a year. So basically we can say that if this term is given, so we can say that A invested this 12,000 rupees for the 12 months and he came into the business after the 7 months. So he just invested his X rupees for the 5 months only. So basically this is your capital and this is your time. And we know that when we multiply these values we will get the profit. So if I multiply the values over here, I'll get 144 because I know that the square of 12 is nothing but 144 and we are having 3 zeros. So I just simply put 3 zeros over here. Here we will get 5x. But the question says that after a year, the total profit was equally shared. That means the value of this particular thing and this particular thing is exactly equal. The value of these particular things are equal because they are shared in the ratio of 1:1, or we can say that they are equally shared. So from this we can say that this value 5x is equals to this value 1,44,000. This 5x is equals to what? 1,44,000. So now x is equals to what? X is nothing but 144,000 divided by 5. So here we know that 5 into 2 that is 10. So we are having 4 remaining. 5 into 8 that is 40. So we are having 8 over here. We are left with again 40. So 8 and the 2 remaining 0. So the value of x that we are getting is 28,800. So we can easily say that after 7 months, B came into the business with the capital of 28,800 and by this only in the end of the year, he is able to get the equal profit. So the correct answer over here is option number D. Just simply try to solve all the questions without introducing any variable. Here we just simply assumed x. You can also write b over here if you want to, right? But just simply try to avoid the involvement of the variables that you are having. And apart from that, just simply try to avoid the calculation in the fraction or in the decimals. Try to make it in the multiple of 10, 100, 1000 and something, so that you can easily multiply the values and you just simply able to write the zeros after the answers, right? Okay, next question. Again, we are having a next question from the concept of probability. So the question says that a bag contains 3 apples, 4 orange and 5 bananas, right? If 2 fruits are drawn at random, we are drawing it as a random, okay? Then what is the probability that both are orange? What we need to do, we need to find out the probability that the both fruits that we are drawn from the basket or a bag that are orange, okay? So again, you are having, I guess, 20 seconds or maybe like, okay, 25 seconds are more than sufficient for this particular question. So what you have to do, you just simply have to solve the questions. First, you have to determine the total number of fruits you are having, because we need a sample space, right? And what we need in the numerator, we need our favorable events or the favorable fruits that we are having in the bag. Just simply try so that you can able to crack the concept which is used in this particular question, and you are able to solve more and more questions as well, right? And please try to avoid the calculation mistakes, because you are not having any calculator in your examination. So do all your calculation by yourself and try to avoid the calculation, or we can say the silly mistakes in your calculations, right? Okay. So here we are having a bag. So I'm just drawing my bag, right? In this particular bag, I'm having 3 apples. I'm having 3 apples. I'm having 4 oranges. Okay, this is not 40, this is 4 oranges. Right? And we are having 5 bananas, right? So in total, how many fruits we are having in this particular bag? So 3 plus 4, that is nothing but 7. 7 plus 5, that is 12. So we can say that here we are having 12 fruits. And out of these 12 fruits, what I am going to do, I am just going to draw the 2 fruits out of this one randomly. And what I need these 2 fruits as my orange. Okay. So whenever we talk about the selection, right, we are just selecting the fruit, right? So what concept we have to apply over here? Whenever we talk about the selection, we have to apply the concept of combination. We have to apply the concept of combination, right? Okay. So basically, first we are going to write down our sample space, right? So for the sample space, I can say that here, how many fruits you are having? You are having 12 fruits. And from these 12 fruits, how many fruits you have to select? We only have to select the 2 fruits. We only have to select 2 fruits. So in how many ways I can select these 2 fruits? I can select these in the format of 12C2. 12C2. These are the possible number of ways in which I can select my 2 fruits. Is it clear? Okay. We know that combination is nothing but NCR, and we can write it as n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial, right? This is what we are having. Okay. So for this, what we can write, 12 factorial divided by 10 factorial multiplied by 2 factorial. And we can directly write it as 12 into 11 divided by 2 into 1, right? And in short, I can write it as 6 into 11, right? I'm not combining both these values, or you can also combine these values as well, right? It's completely your choice. So basically the sample space that we are having is of 66 elements, or we can say that 6 into 11 elements, right? Now, what is our favorable condition? Because I know that I have to find out the probability, and the probability says that if I need to find out, so I need to find out my favorable condition and I have to divide it with the sample space, right? So we are having our sample space. But we need to determine the favorable conditions. So basically, my favorable condition says that I am having 4 oranges. I'm not talking about the rest fruits. My favorable condition is to get a orange, right? Okay. So basically, I am having 4 orange. Now, out of these 4 orange, any 2 oranges is my favorable condition. So my favorable condition says that I am having total 4 oranges, but out of these 4 oranges, I only need 2 oranges. Doesn't matter what is the sequence and which orange is coming out, but all we need 2 oranges. So we can write it as, I'm directly writing it so here we are getting 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 1. So again we can eliminate it. So we can say it, here we are having 6 favorable elements. Here we are having total 6 favorable events, right? Now if I want to write down the probability, so I can easily put the values over here. So I can say that the probability of getting 2 oranges in this random drawn is nothing but 6 by 6 into 11, and here this 6 and this 6 are eliminated, and here the correct answer that we are getting is 1 by 11. The correct answer that we are getting is 1 by 11. That means option number A is the correct one. That means the option number A is the correct one. Is it clear? Again, this is a what? This is a very simple question. All we have to do is we have to put the concept of combination, and as we put the concept of combination, we can easily able to determine the answers. Is it clear? Okay. Next one. Keep writing your answers in the comment sections, right? Okay, next one. So the next question is from the concept of your mixtures and allegations, and the question says that in 1 liter of mixture of alcohol and water is 30%, the amount of alcohol that must be added to the mixture so that the part of water in the mixture becomes 15% is. Now you just have to think and you have to solve the question accordingly. Is it clear? Okay. Just simply try to answer this particular question. You are having 30 to 40 seconds for this particular question. Just go one by one, and what you need to do, what you have to add the amount of alcohol only. You are not increasing the water level, or you are not going to add the water in the mixture. You only have to add the alcohol. So please take care of this point while solving the problem. All we know is we can write 1 liter as 1000 milliliters. We can write 1 liter as 1000 milliliters. If you are getting any confusion, or if you are moving in the decimal or in the fraction, just simply take 1 liter as 1000 liters so that you can easily avoid the calculations in the fractions or in the decimals, right? Okay, just simply solve this particular question. So the question says that here I am having a 1 liter mixture, okay. So basically I am having this 1 liter mixture. Instead of taking 1 liter, I am just taking 1000 ml. Out of this mixture of alcohol and water, this is a mixture of alcohol and water. In this particular mixture, water is 30%. So we can say that out of these 1000, 300 ml is of water and rest 700 liters are 700 milliliters are what? Alcohol. This is the quantity of your water and this is the quantity of your alcohol. Right? 30% and the 70%. Now, what you are doing, you are just adding the alcohol. What you are doing? You are only adding the alcohol to the mixture. And by this, what you are doing? You are just reducing the percentage or the amount of water in the mixture. Right? Okay. So, let's suppose, am I adding the water? No. Am I eliminating the water? It is not possible. It is a mixture of liquids only. We are not like this is the water and this is the alcohol. Now I can take out the water only, not the alcohol. No, this is not possible. So the quantity of water will remain same, but what we need to do, we need to decrease this particular value. We need to make this particular value is 15% of the complete mixture, and we are only adding the alcohol. What we are doing? We are adding the alcohol. Let's suppose if I am adding 3 glasses of alcohol. I am just talking about the glass, not the quantity. Let's suppose if I am adding 3 glasses of alcohol in the bottle or in that mixture. So basically, the quantity of mixture is also be increasing. It is increased by 3 glasses. We know this concept, right? Okay. Are we doing any changes in the quantity of water? No, we are not doing any changes. So, what we are doing, the quantity of water, we want to make it as 15%, right? Divided by the total quantity. We are having 1000 and in this we are adding X. And this is what? This is the quantity of alcohol. Quantity of alcohol that we are adding, right? And this value should be equal to what? This should be equal to 15%. What we need to do, why I am not doing any calculation based on the alcohol, why I am not using the 700, why I am using 300? Because here we are having the final percentage of mixture, water in the mixture, and this is a comparatively less value. If I'll go with this 700 value, then I have to solve the 85%, which is a little complex than this one. So I'll go with the simpler calculation. So my new mixture will become this one. My new mixture will become this one, and in this much amount, we are having the quantity of water equal to 15% only. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just writing it again so that you can understand it in a well manner. What I am doing. So basically, we are having 300 ml of water. This value is not gonna be changed because we are not adding or subtracting the water. 300 divided by. Why I am writing 1000 over here? Because this is the previous amount of mixture that we are having. Now we are adding X to this. Why we are adding X to this? Because this X is the amount of alcohol that we are adding in this particular mixture. This is what? This is the quantity of alcohol that we are adding. We are adding in mixture. Right? In the mixture. Okay. Now, we know that after doing all these things, the value of water will become 15% only. Will become 15% only. Right? So, I know that whenever we are having 15%, just to eliminate this particular sign, we can write it as 15 by 100. We can write it as 15 by 100. We all know that, right? Okay. Now, we have to calculate the value of X, and as we get the value of X, we will get the answer. So we know that we can eliminate this 15 and this 300 over here, because we know that 15 into 2 is 30. So basically here we are getting 20. Here we are getting 20. So we are just cross multiplying. We are just doing the cross multiplication over here, and we can write 20 into 100, that is equals to what? 1000 plus x. 1000 plus x. So here when I solve this particular value, it will become 2000, and here we are having 1000 plus x, and when I transfer this particular 1000 over here, so it will become 2000 minus 1000, and the value of x that we are getting is 1000. So basically we are going to add 1000 ml of alcohol so that we can get the percentage of water in the mixture is equals to 15%. But this value present in the ml, you have to take care of this thing. And we have to answer in the liters, and we know this particular thing. So we can say that we have to add 1 liter of alcohol to the mixture. What we need to do? We need to add 1 liter of the mixture of the alcohol to the mixture. Now why I just converted these value in the ml? So if I am not going to convert this particular value in the ml, so I'll just simply take 0.3 and 0.7. And this will become little complex if I'll just solve it in the further manner or in the further way. So maybe I just stuck into some decimal calculation, or it may consume much more time than this one. So I just simply converted my 1 ml into 1000 milliliters, and in the answers as well, I know that I am taking all the values in the milliliters, so I'll get my answer in the milliliters only. And as I know that options is present in the liters, so I just simply converted this milliliter into the liters. Is it clear? This is again a simple question, right? Next. Okay, now here we are having a concept of pipes and cisterns. So the question says that two pipes A and B can fill a cistern in 15 hours and 12 hours respectively. Both pipes opened simultaneously. Due to a leakage in cistern, it takes 20 minutes extra to fill it up. Find the time taken by the leakage to empty the full cistern alone. Now what we have to do? We have to find out the time taken by the leakage to empty what? To empty the full cistern alone. For this particular question, you are having a time period of 40 seconds and you need to find out the correct answer. First, what you need to do? You need to find out the capacity of the cistern, and after that you have to find out the efficiency of the leakage, and on the basis of that you can easily find out the time period. Okay, let's start solving this particular question. We know that if I need to find out the time taken in this particular concept, so the time taken is calculated by the total capacity divided by the efficiency, right? We all know this particular formula and we have to apply this concept only. So first we just simply determine the capacity of the tank, or we can say the assumed capacity of the tank. So here initially we are having two pipes named as A and B. A can fill the tank in how many hours? In the 15 hours. And B can fill a tank in 12 hours, right? These are what? These are the given data that we are having. The next step that we need to do is we need to take the LCM. What we need to do? We need to take the LCM. Okay, so I know that here I am having 15 and here I am having 12. So what I need to do? I need to find out the LCM. So the LCM is nothing but 60. LCM is nothing but equal to 60. So this is what? This is the assumed capacity. This is the assumed capacity of the tank, right? Okay. Now I just simply find out the efficiency, the respective efficiency. Okay. So if there's a pipe A and it fills the 60-liter tank in 15 hours, then we can say that it fills 4 liters in an hour. Similarly, here B will fill 5 liters in an hour. These are what? These are the capacities of the tank. Let's suppose there's no leakage in the tank. Let's suppose there's no leakage in the tank. So the time taken by pipes, to fill the tank without leakage, without leakage is nothing but is the total capacity divided by the total efficiency. 4 plus 5, that is 9. So we can just simply write it as hours. So we can simply write it as 20 by 3 hours. 20 by 3 hours is the time period that these both pipe A and B will take if they are simultaneously filling this particular tank. But the question says that there's a leakage in the tank. There's a leakage in the tank, and because of that particular leakage, they are taking 20 minutes extra. What they are doing? They are taking 20 minutes extra. Here we are having a data in the hours, and here we are having a data in the minutes. That means what we need to do? We need to change the values in the same unit. So we are just converting these 20 minutes into the hours. So now because of leakage, we can write it as because of leakage, total time taken is equals to what? Initially they are taking 20 by 3 hours. Now because of leakage they are taking 20 minutes extra, that means 20 by 60. Or I can just simply write it as 20 by 3 plus 1 by 3, and it will become 21 by 3. Or I can say it as because of the leakage they are taking 7 hours time period. Because of the leakage they are taking 7 hours to fill the same tank. Here the capacity of the tank is not gonna be changed, but we can say that they are taking total 7 hours time period to fill this particular tank with leakage. But this is what we need to, this is not what that we need to find out. We need to find out the time period taken by the leakage to empty the full tank. Now, first we have to find out the efficiency of what? Efficiency of leakage. First we need to find out the efficiency of leakage. So, for the efficiency of leakage, we know that the assumed capacity of the tank is nothing but 60, right? Now if I am going to write down the efficiency, so the efficiency of A is nothing but 4 and the efficiency of B is nothing but 5, right? We don't know the efficiency of the leakage, but I know that along with the leakage, the time period that taken by all these three, A, B and the leakage to fill the tank is nothing but 7 hours. So we know that if we want to calculate the time, the concept that we are using is the total capacity that we need to fill divided by the total efficiency. The total efficiency, right? This is a formula that we are having. Now we know that if these all three are working simultaneously, these both pipe are filling the tank and this the only thing leakage will empty the tank, right? So we can say that the time taken by them is 7 hours to fill the complete tank, and the capacity is 60, and the efficiency of A and B. And why we are writing minus C over here? Because these both are filling the tank while these C pipe will empty the tank. So here we can write it as 60 equals to 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 minus x. We are just assuming minus x, or you can also take c over here. So instead of taking x, just simply write c. Right? So here we are having 4, here we are having c. And this should be equals to 7, right? So here we are having 7 equals to 60 by 9 plus c, right? We just simply cross multiply over here, and what we will get, 63 plus 7c is equals to 60, right? Okay, here we are having minus. Here we are having minus sign, right? Okay. So we will do one thing, we just shift this particular value to this side and this value to this side. Here we will get 3 equals to 7c. And from this value, we will able to get the efficiency of C, and that is nothing but 3 by 7. This is what? This is the efficiency of C. This is what? This is the efficiency of leakage. This is the efficiency of leakage. For this one, this is used for the leakage. Right? This is what? This is the efficiency of leakage. But what we need to do? We need to find out the time period taken by the leakage. So the time taken by leakage to empty the full tank is nothing but the total capacity, again the 60. The efficiency is 3 by 7. 3 by 7. So we can just simply write it as 60 into 7 divided by 3. So here we are getting 20, and the 20 into 7 is nothing but 140 hours. Hope all of you are getting the same answer as 140 hours. So basically what we did, first we just simply find out how much time these all three, both the pipes and the leakage, are taking. So we are getting the 7 and as our answer. So with the help of this value, we just simply determine the efficiency of C, or we can say the leakage. And as we get the efficiency of leakage, after that we can easily able to find out the time period, and we will get our answer as 140 hours. Do we have that in our option? Yes. So the option number E is the correct one, that is 140 hours. Option number E is the correct answer. Clear? Okay. The next one. The next question says that find out the wrong number in the number series. We know that we all have two types of number series. While I am writing all these things, you have to focus on this particular question and you have to find out the answer, right? We are having two type of number series. The one type says that you have to find out the missing number. You have to find out the missing number, the missing character. And the second one is you have to find out the wrong term or the wrong character, right? So here we are having the second type that we have to determine the wrong number over here, right? We have to find out the wrong number over here. So here the series is 1.2, 12, 108, 972, 6048, 36,288. This is what we are having. Just simply try and comment your answer in the comment sections. Okay, let's try. Here we are having 1.2 and we are not having 1.2 in our option. So we can start with it. Okay. So with the help of 1.2, with the help of 1.2, I have to go on 12, right? I have to go on 12. I can simply say that if I multiply this value by 10, I can easily convert this 1.2 into 12. I know that, okay. I also know that 12 into 9 is nothing but 108. 12 into 9 is nothing but 108. That means here, if I decrease the multiplied number, or if I'm just decreasing this number, I will get my particular sequence. Okay. So just simply check. So here I'm having 108, and when I multiply my 108 by 8, what I am getting? 8 into 8, that is 64, and 8 into 1, that is 8. So here I am getting 864, not 972, but I need to check the further calculations as well, so that I can make sure myself that I am picking up the correct number. So 864 into 7. So I know that 7 into 4, that is 28, right? So the 2 is carry forward. 7 into 6, that is 42. 42 plus 2, 44. 4 is carry forward. Here we are having 7 into 8, that is 56. 56 plus 4, that is 60. So do we have that in our option? Yes. So we can simply say that if I am getting these type of sequence, and when I multiply this number by 6, I am getting my answer as 36288. So I can just simply say that the wrong term that I am getting over here is this one. The wrong term that we are getting over here is this one. That means option number D is the correct one. Option number D is our wrong term. So instead of that, we need 864. We need 864. Is it clear? Okay. The next question. Now, what we are having a small puzzle, and what you need to do, you need to solve this particular puzzle in 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. And after that, we will just start discussing the answers for these particular questions, as we are having many sub questions for this particular same data. So your time starts now. First, you only have to draw the diagram, and after that, we need to check with each and every question that we are having. Here we are having 8 persons named as A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. They all are sitting in a circular table facing outside the center, but not necessarily in the same order. C doesn't sit opposite to H. 2 persons sit between A and E. H sits second to the right of E. Both B and D are sitting opposite to each other. Both H and B are not adjacent to each other. G sits immediate left of A. This is the data that we are having. So first we have to extract the clues, the small clues and the hints that we are having in this particular data. And on the basis of that, we have to draw the arrangement. Okay, let's start drawing the arrangement. Here it is given that we are having 8 persons and there's a circular table, right? There's a circular table. So I know that whenever I am having questions from the puzzle concept, there are multiple type of arrangement on the initial level, but as we go in the ending, the incorrect arrangement will get eliminated. Here we are having the 8 persons and all of them are facing the outwards. So I am just making the 8 persons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? This is my case number 1. This is my case number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and the 8, right? Okay. Now, I also know that if all of them are facing outwards, so this is their right direction, right? And this one is their left direction. Similarly, we are having the same case in this one. This is the left direction and this one is the right direction, right? For everyone else, okay. Now, the question says that C doesn't sit opposite to H. That means C and H are not opposite to each other. Okay. Next clue. Two persons sit between A and E. Okay. So here we don't know the position. So we are going to make it like this one only. Right. These are the two persons sitting in between E and A. Okay. H sits second to the right of E. Okay. So if E is facing towards over here. So the second right, first right and the second right. H is present over here. Okay. Both B and D are sitting opposite to each other. So B and D are sitting opposite to each other. Okay. Both H and B are not adjacent to each other. Okay. So B and H are not adjacent to each other. G sits immediate left of A. Okay, so if we are having A like this and then at the immediate left position we are having G. So these are the clues that we are having. Now what we need to do, we need to assemble them together. So I know that here we are having E and E is related to H as well as A. So we can easily start with E. So let's suppose here we are having E, right? At both the position we are having E over here, right? So the first clue says that there are two persons sitting in between E and A. So 1, 2, here we are having A. According to this one, 1, 2, here we are having A, right? Okay. It is also given that H sits second to the right. If E is present over here, then second right, first right, second right. So H should be at this place according to this one. So according to this one also, first right, second right, H should be at this place, right? Okay. Okay. Now the next one. We are completed with this clue, we completed with this clue, right? Okay. Now it is given that G sits immediate left of A. So here if we will draw the immediate left, so we are not able to make G over here. So we can just simply eliminate this diagram, and if immediate left, that means we are having G over here. Then we are having G over here. We just completed this particular diagram as well. If H is over here, then we know that B is not adjacent to H. So here we can't place B, and here also we can't place B, right? And we also know that B and D are opposite. That means we need a complete alignment. So here we can't place B and D. Here also we can't place B and D. This is the only possible case where we can place B and D, but here B can't be placed. So we just simply put D over here and B will come at this particular position, right? Okay. Now apart from that, we know that C will not be opposite of H. So here we are having two positions. So if C will not be at this place, so this is the only position we are left with for the C. So here we are left with just one position and the one element A, B, C, D, E, F. So here we are having F. Here we are having F. So basically, as per the instruction, we are having this particular as our final diagram, but we will cross check it as well. So here we are having the 8% and all of them are facing outsides or outside the center. So C doesn't sit opposite to H. Yes. Two persons sit between A and E. Yes. H sits second to the right of E. Yes, second right. Both B and D are sitting opposite to each other. B and D, yes. Both H and B are not adjacent to each other. Yes, they are not adjacent to each other. G sits immediate left of A. Yes. So according to this, we have to answer some of the questions. So the first question says that, how many persons are sitting between B and C? How many persons are sitting in between B and C when clockwise direction from B? Clockwise direction, then that means we have to move in the right direction. So we are having just one person. So the correct answer over here is E. Option number E is the correct answer. We are having just one person in between C and B if we are moving in the clockwise direction from the B, right? Next question. Who among the following person is the immediate neighbor of H and G? So here we are having H and G. So immediate neighbor is D. Immediate neighbor is D. So the correct answer over here is option number A. The correct answer over here is option number A. Next. Who among the following persons sits third to the left of G? Third left to G. Third left to G. First left, second left, third left. Who is sitting third left to the G? That is C. So the correct answer over here is option number D. The correct answer over here is what? Option number D. Next. Who among the following persons sits opposite to C? Who is opposite to C? Opposite to C, we are having A. We are having A. That means option number B is the correct one. And the last question. In a certain way, D is related to A. We can do one thing. We just simply draw the diagram again over here, because consumes much more time to go back to that particular slide. So here we are having E, second right. So here we are having H, here we are having A, here we are having DG, okay, D and the G over here. So here we are having B, here we are having F, and here we are having C. Here we are having C, right? Okay. So in a certain way, D is related to A, okay, H is related to G, then who among is following is related to C? B is related to C. Look, we are moving in this direction. We are again moving in this direction. So we have to move in this direction. So the correct answer over here is B. That means option number B is the correct answer. So with this question, let's end this video here only. I really hope all of you answered all, or we can say the most of the questions correctly. Just simply do practice more and more, and we are going to take these type of sessions till we are having the exam. So please do attend the session on the daily basis so that you can do your practice some more and more, and with it some different type of concepts. So we'll meet in the very next video or maybe tomorrow. Till then, thank you and keep practicing.